The African savanna burns under a merciless sun, but something deadly stirs in the shadows of an ancient tree. A massive king cobra silently climbs the rough bark, its scales gripping every tiny crevice with predatory precision. High above, 3 crowned eagle chicks chirp loudly, their hungry cries echoing across the empty plains below. They wait for their mother's return, completely unaware of the silent killer slowly approaching their fragile nest. The cobra's tongue flickers, tasting the warm air, locking onto the helpless chicks just meters away now. Though typically a ground hunter, this serpent has mastered the art of climbing trees with terrifying ease. Inside the nest, the chicks flutter their tiny wings, sensing something terribly wrong but unable to escape danger. Suddenly, the cobra strikes, coiling tightly around the second chick before it can even cry out. The other siblings panic, flapping desperately against branches, but their small wings cannot carry them to safety. Within seconds, 2 chicks are wrapped in the snake's deadly embrace, struggling weakly in their final moments. Far across the golden savanna, the mother-crowned eagle soars majestically, a small rodent clutched in her talons. She has no idea that her home, her precious nest, has been invaded by one of Africa's deadliest predators. Only one chick remains alive, trembling at the edge of the nest, frozen in absolute terror. The cobra rests beside its prey, coiled and satisfied, basking in the heat of victory. Then, a shadow crosses the sun, and powerful wings beat against the rising thermals overhead. The mother eagle returns, but her sharp instincts immediately sense that something is horribly wrong with her home. Her piercing eyes lock onto the intruder, and a fierce maternal rage ignites within her ancient warrior soul. Crowned eagles are among Africa's most ferocious raptors, never hesitating to defend their nests with deadly force. She circles high above, releasing sharp, ear-splitting cries that warn every creature within miles to flee. The cobra coils tightly, raising its hooded head, ready to defend its position against the approaching threat. Without warning, the eagle dives like a thunderbolt, slamming her razor-sharp talons into the snake's writhing body. She pins the cobra against the tree trunk, her grip unbreakable, her beak striking with brutal precision. The surviving chick watches in stunned silence as its mother battles the monster that destroyed its siblings. The cobra writhes desperately, trying to coil around the eagle's powerful legs, but her armor-like scales protect her. Every escape attempt is crushed by another devastating peck, another vice-like squeeze of those legendary talons. This is no fair fight. This is vengeance from the queen of African skies, defending what remains. Meanwhile, far across the sun-baked plains, a lone meerkat stands alert on a small earthen mound. Its tiny nostrils flare, detecting a familiar but dangerous scent drifting through the dry savanna grasses. Another king cobra hunts nearby, hidden among tall stalks, ready to strike any unsuspecting small creature. The meerkat's keen eyes scan the terrain, and within seconds, it spots the deadly serpent's coiled form. What follows is one of nature's most incredible duels, a battle of speed, courage, and pure instinct. The cobra strikes first, fangs bared, lunging toward the meerkat with blinding lethal speed and precision. But the meerkat dodges, twisting its body in midair, escaping fangs that could kill an elephant. Again and again, the snake attacks, and again, the meerkat evades, by mere millimeters. The small mammal circles its enemy, darting close, then retreating, exhausting the great serpent with relentless tactics. The cobra strikes grow slower, its energy fading under the relentless African sun's punishing afternoon heat. Sensing weakness, the meerkat seizes its moment and lunges forward, sinking sharp teeth into the cobra's neck. The serpent thrashes wildly, but the meerkat holds firm, its bite locked with unwavering, predatory determination. Soon, the mighty cobra lies still, defeated by a creature 1/10 its enormous, deadly size. The victorious meerkat grips its prize and races back toward its burrow, hidden among the rocky outcrops. There, 3 hungry pups play in the open, watched closely by attentive sentries scanning the horizon constantly. Meerkats are deeply social creatures, surviving the savanna only through teamwork and unbreakable family bonds. The pups spot their returning hero and rush forward, squeaking with excitement and anticipation of their meal. Tonight, the family will eat well, thanks to one brave hunter's victory over a deadly, venomous foe. As the sun begins descending, the meerkat pups gather, tearing into their meal with tiny ravenous teeth. Their bellies full, they nestle together in a warm pile, eyelids heavy from the day's adventures. Adult meerkats stand guard in shifts, eyes constantly scanning for hawks, jackals, and other lurking predators. This is survival on the savanna, where every single moment demands vigilance, courage, and absolute family unity. Back at the eagle's nest, the battle reaches its devastating final moment beneath the orange sky. The mother eagle finally releases the broken cobra, watching it tumble lifelessly through the branches below. she returns to her surviving chick, gently nuzzling it with her beak, mourning the two lost forever. But there is no time for grief in the savannah, where danger waits behind every single shadow. The eagle takes flight again, patrolling her territory with sharp eyes burning against the fading sunlight. Suddenly, movement catches her attention. A powerful figure climbing rocks toward her precious territory boundary. A honey badger, one of Africa's most fearless creatures, has wandered too close to her sacred domain. Without hesitation, the eagle dives, talons outstretched, blocking the badger's path with terrifying aerial precision. The honey badger snarls, baring teeth that have killed lions, refusing to back down from this confrontation. But the eagle controls the skies, striking from angles the badger cannot anticipate or defend against properly. Disoriented and pursued, the honey badger stumbles backward, losing its footing on the loose, sun-baked rocks. It tumbles down the steep embankment, splashing into the muddy river waters far below the cliffside. Then, suddenly, the water explodes with violent motion as massive jaws emerge from the murky depths beneath. A monstrous crocodile clamps onto the struggling badger, dragging it beneath the surface in seconds. Bubbles rise where the badger fought desperately for life, but the river soon falls silent and still. The eagle watches from above, witnessing nature's brutal hierarchy play out in the dying golden light. But her own ordeal is far from over, as a cruel twist of fate awaits her tonight. During her dive, a sharp branch tore through her wing, leaving a wound that bleeds steadily now. Weakened and exhausted, she lands on a low rock, breathing heavily, alert eyes scanning her surroundings. Then, from the tall grass, another deadly enemy emerges, slithering with silent menace toward her position. A black mamba, the fastest snake in Africa, rises tall, locking onto the injured raptor with cold eyes. The two predators face each other in absolute silence, neither moving, both calculating their next deadly move. Even wounded, the crowned eagle radiates the deterrence of an apex hunter, refusing to show any weakness. The mamba sways slightly, fangs ready, knowing that one strike could end this legendary warrior forever. Time seems to freeze on the savannah, as two ancient enemies prepare for their final confrontation. Night begins to fall, painting the sky in deep purple and bloody crimson across the horizon. Somewhere in the distance, the lone surviving chick waits in its empty nest, calling for its mother. Its tiny voice echoes across the silent plains, a fragile flame of hope flickering against vast darkness. Will the mother return victorious from her standoff, or has the savannah claimed another fierce protector? The stars emerge, cold and distant, indifferent to the struggles unfolding beneath their ancient, watchful gaze. This is Africa, where cruelty and hope walk hand in hand through every burning, beautiful day. And tomorrow, when the sun rises again, who among them will still be alive to see it? Love breaks all rules. Follow for more wild, heartfelt moments.